Hi, my name is Travis Rattler. I am a physician assistant at the Mayo Clinic Health System here in Kenyon, and I also work in Faribault. I've been asked by Claire Larson, who just happens to be the greatest band teacher in the whole world, and she didn't ask me to say that either. That's just my opinion. Claire asked me to do a little talk about cell phones and how they affect people in my profession. So, uh, I guess I've thought about this. I'm 46 years old, and I come from a time when I had a cord on my phone at home at my parents' house, and I know many people my age did. And so the development of use of cell phones has changed so much in the time that I've just been alive, and I'm sure it will continue to change over the next years as the technology and communication of people continues to change as well. Um, Over that time, my thoughts on cell phones overall, I think they're awesome. I think it's excellent. I think that the technology and the communication is wonderful. It's way better than what it used to be like. Certainly, when we had to leave messages and hope you'd get a hold of people, there was advantages to that. Some people will argue, but my opinion is I love the technology and I think it's a great thing. And the way people communicate nowadays with Snapchat and with texting and things like that is much different than the way they communicated when I was younger. The kicker of it is how is that developing? How is that changing a young developing person? How is it changing their brain and how their development, I guess, is perceived? Um, my thoughts on that are, I think the benefits of cell phones are definitely there, and they're certainly here to stay. We're not going back to using cords on our phones, but I think that in the long run, I think that as we continue to develop the technology and develop how we use our phones, it's important to be respectful and to realize the benefits of just having a conversation with someone and having good communication. And that can get lost. It's really noticed a lot by people who are my age who didn't used to have things like this. I have kids who are in high school and in middle school, and they communicate frequently on their cell phones. And I find it very important as I watch young people develop that I think it's great for them to continue to find the benefit of communicating just by verbalizing and talking with each other. Claire had a few questions for me. In my profession, is there an appropriate time to use a cell phone, and when would it be appropriate? I thought about this. The most appropriate time, in my opinion, is if I'm really running behind here in the clinic and I have somebody that has to wait in the waiting room or whatever, wait in the exam room about 10 or 15 minutes. That's a great time to use a cell phone because, you can get caught up on your emails or whatever, do the things you need to do. When would be an inappropriate time? Or let's see, how would you perceive it if you were to use your device in an inappropriate time? What message would you be sending them? Well, my thoughts on that are I've had that happen more than once. Oh, excuse me, just 1 second. Oh. See, wouldn't that be annoying if I was in the middle of talking to you and all of a sudden I stopped to go take a text or a message or something like that? That's kind of annoying. It's disrespectful and it makes the other person feel like, well, they're second best, okay? I think that's the inappropriate time. I have that happen here in the clinic, and if somebody tells me, oh, just a second, I'm going to take this, it's like, okay, well, I guess, that seems to be more important than this. And it's very important that people realize that. And you may not until somebody else does it to you, and don't let it become commonplace. It's very important that when you're in the moment speaking with someone that you continue with that. It's very important that you continue to stay in the moment. Have you seen or witnessed cell phones as destructive in the lives of the people I work with or counsel? I have. I don't know if I would say it's destructive. I see some bad relationships, many bad relationships, can you blame a cell phone use on it? Not necessarily, but I think that a lot of times relationships that are strong are people that see the benefit of still talking to each other and having a great communication without using technology. And in my professional opinion, what are some of the concerns around or over the use of devices as they're related to the development of youth? And it kind of goes with what I was saying, I guess. I think the huge benefit, I see kids when they do have a conversation and they're allowed to, they're creative. When I see a bunch of kids sitting around texting each other, snapping with each other, to me, I think that's, and is that the future? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the way we're all going to communicate someday. But I definitely think that it gets you into a zone or it kind of mutes your brain a little bit, and I think it doesn't allow your creativity or your development to be as good as it otherwise would be. So cell phones, I think they're great. I think use them appropriately, but always be respectful of the people that you're around and don't use them inappropriately. And also, I would say, give yourself some time away from it. Get rid of it. It's kind of like I have a similar feeling about video games, but that's a whole separate story. get rid of it for a while. They're fun for a while, but then, you know, spend some time doing something else. Let your creative side go. Go play a sport. Get your physical, you know, get your body moving. That's the best thing for your body and your mind. So there's my thoughts on this subject. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have them for me. So thank you very much. Have a great day.